Late last week, the fine folks over at Marshall Amplification made a big announcement with the addition to their Studio Series. The Studio Series is basically some shrunken, smaller mini heads of some of their classic amps. They've had a JTM45, a Plexi, a Silver Jubilee, and they've now added what was the first amp that they ever made to the collection, and that's the JTM45. So we now have the Marshall JTM45 in a shrunken, lower wattage head that's supposed to sound pretty faithful to the original. As soon as I saw this announced, I got very excited because that's an amp that I've always wanted to have in my collection. And I thought that this would be a very accessible way to get it. Well, since that release, I was able to get one. I have it here. It's on the stack of amps you can't see. You will be able to see it when we look at the other camera angle when I'm showcasing what I'm going to showcase today. And that is the release of my latest tone model collection for Tonex, which are some really what I feel killer captures of this mini JTM amplifier. I captured these through a cabinet loaded with a Celestion G12M65 creamback speaker, which just happens to be the same speaker that ships with the combo version of this. And I think that these turned out really great. I really tried to go after that vintage vibe. This is not a super high gain monster of an amp, and I really tried to capture some of that vintage vibe that this amp is known for. I'm going to have a free preset below for you to test this out, and I'm also going to have the full-blown bundle available now. It'll link below at my website, and it's going to consist of 11 amp and cab captures, and it's going to basically go 3 captures on each sort of, shall we say, channel. I have the normal input, and I kind of go with a clean edge of breakup and higher push level. Then I do the same thing on the high channel. Then I jump the channels together and do the same thing. And then I also had a couple bonus tone models into the amp cab captures, which have that jumped channel, let's call it, boosted with 2 settings on an Ibanez TS808 tube screamer. Then I also captured 9 direct amp only tone models. So that's all going to be included. This same sort of thing, normal input, high input, and then the jump channels. And later in the video, I'll let you hear how these all sound together in a mix when we kind of use them to layer with some drums and bass. But for now, we're going to go visit these tone models within Tonex so you can hear what they sound like just out of the mix, soloed, so you guys can get a really good idea of what they sound like. Now, on the product page on my website, the full-blown mix video is there, but you can also, at the end of that video, hear all of the different tracks outside of the mix. So I just really want you guys to know how these sound in a number of situations. And you can also grab, like I said, that free tone model below and see how it works for you on your system. And I'm going to play it today through a couple different guitars, some single coil pickups, some humbuckers, and really try to give you guys an idea what these are all about. And I hope that you enjoy them as much as I have been since I've created them. Let's head over to Tonex and take a listen. All right, so here we are over in Tonex within Cubase. I am playing my Gibson ES335 guitar. So what you're going to see here, first of all, is my initials, JS, Brit 45, and then clean, and then it says high and normal. So that's going to be the high input, that's going to be the normal input. Now the ones that have DI in the name, those are the direct amp only captures. Any ones without the DI in the name are basically going to be the amp cab captures. What I've done just for the preset version here, that's what you download and load in, it's going to have the same speaker cab that I captured with the amp cab, but that doesn't mean you have to use this. You just simply turn that off, and now you have just the direct capture. You can swap it out and use that in whatever way you want. And you can tell that by going over to the actual tone model tab. You see the ones with DI, there is no cab baked into them. So when loading these in, one word of advice is I would load in the amp and cab captures first, because that's where that cab is going to load in. It may tell you that the tone model is not available if you just load the DI in. That doesn't actually mean the tone model is not there. The tone model is there. The cab isn't. You can add whatever cab you want. But if you want the preset to sound kind of like I intended it to, just out of the box like this, you can add in the amp and cab captures first. So as we go down, you see I went push 1 high, push 1 jump, push 1 normal, push 2 high, push 2 jump, push 2 normal, push 3 jump. Okay, so those are the different levels of gain. So let's start here on the clean amp and cab capture. We'll go through those first, and then I'll quickly go through the DIs just so you can get an idea of what all these sound like. Go to the neck pickup. Moving to the normal channel, you hear this is a little bit darker and woollier. So there's going to be some subtle differences between some of these. The normal channel is just going to have that beefier, kind of thicker tone to it, and I tried to feature that a little bit more. As we go on, you'll kind of see how we can dial these in to really suit your guitar and your monitoring system. So let's jump over to the push 1 level of gain. We'll start on the normal channel, go back to the bridge pickup. Now to the high channel on push 1. Neck pickup. And then to the jump channel on push 1. This is more of the clean setting, but I couldn't get this one really, really clean. So I just called it push 1. Now moving on to push 2 on the normal channel. This is going to be the highest gain kind of on that channel. The amp really opened up. You can hear that kind of woolliness that I kind of tried to retain here. Neck pickup. Moving to the high channel, a little more clarity here. Still trying to keep that real vintage vibe. Trying to keep these a little more on maybe the dark side, because with the DI captures that are going to also be included here, they're going to tend to be a little bit brighter anyway. So I want to give everybody kind of the best of both worlds, really to cover everybody's different tastes. Clean up beautifully. And then push 2 on the jump channel. Neck pickup. Nice stuff. Now, if we go to push 3 on the jump channel, that's basically the amp wide open with both channels crank, jump together. Neck pickup. Now I went a step further here and I added 2 what I'm calling OD1 and OD2. This is the jump channel with a TS808 tube screamer on it as well, just if we want a little bit more searing sustained leads. And then the highest level of gain to OD2. Now the neat thing about all of this, let's go to say push 3 here. If you wanted that to be a little more biting, you know, the presence control, we add in a bit of that and a bit of treble. Can really shape the tone of these for our monitoring system, our guitar, and our tastes with very little tweaks. If you notice here, just up to maybe around 6, down to 4 on the depth, up to 6 on the presence and treble. And we've got a completely different tone that is still faithful to the overall vibe of the amp. Now, moving on to the DI'd tones. So here we have the DI'd ones just with the same speaker cabs, but you're gonna notice these are a little bit brighter, and that's why I stayed a little more on the dark side on the amp cab captures. Here's the clean on the high input. Go to the bridge pickup. We'll go down to the normal channel. Moving on to the first level of push on the normal channel. High channel. And the jump channel. Really trying to cover all the bases that this amp is capable of covering. So let's go to push 2, normal channel. High channel. And the jump channel. And finally, the jump channel on its highest level of gain as the DI capture. Now let's take a listen to those really quickly with some less talking with some single coil pickups. Here I have my Sir Classic T Telly on the bridge pickup. So this is going to be the clean amp cab capture through the high channel. And let's just move through these a little quicker. Normal channel. First level of push on the high channel. Really beautiful stuff. The jump channel, push 1. The normal channel, push 1. You can see a little bit darker as it should be. Really enjoyable stuff to play through. Push 2 on the high channel. The bridge pickup. You can see these sound really good with a variety of guitars and pickup positions. Push 2 on the jump setting. It's a neck pickup. Push 2 normal. Push 3 jump channel, highest level of gain. Moving on to the DIs, we'll start with the DI clean. Normal channel. First level of push. And the second level of push. Jump. Beautifully responsive to touch. Push 2 on the normal channel. So really something for everybody here. And push 3 on the jump. All right, so there you have it. I think that showcases pretty nicely just how versatile these are. We're not talking about a high gain monster here at all. This is very vintage voicing, kind of medium gain, but gorgeous tone, nothing shrill about it. And I really tried to capture some of that vintage vibe. And then with the direct models, maybe a little more pristine sound, but something in there for everybody. I tried to capture enough different snapshots of this amp that I really truly believe everybody can find something they're going to enjoy. So how do these sound in the mix? Well, let's give those a listen with this little demo. All right, so there you have it. So the free preset is below. It's a clean preset. You can give that a listen. You can give that a try. Tweak it to your system, to your guitar, and have some fun with it. If you like that, consider maybe supporting my channel. You can grab the entire tone model bundle below, which is the Brit 45 Ultimate and DI tone model collection. So that's available at my website, the link below. I thank you guys so much for sharing your time with me and sticking with me to the end. I really do appreciate it. I hope you liked what you heard, and I hope you enjoy the presets, whether you grab the free one or the full-blown collection. Thanks again so much for tuning in. Please like the video, share it with anybody you think would get some use or enjoyment out of watching it. Also, please subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell notification to get notified when I put new content out. Thanks again so much for tuning in. I'll be back really soon with some more. Ciao for now.